Okay, so let's see. So let's start with the reading from last week. So we had 5 questions to practice.
When do we vote for president?
Yes. White House. Who lives in the White House?
Okay.
Venice.
And I'm gonna add one, or no, we'll do 5. Okay. So let's see. Actually, we'll add one more in because this, one of our warm-up questions from this morning is also one of the reading questions you may be asked during your interview. So I'll start with Sheme. Can you read number 1?
When do we vote for president?
Good. And Mohammed Alam, can you read number 2?
Okay. When does the president leave?
Good. And July 2, can you read number 3?
Where is the White House?
Good. Nanti Mu, can you read number 4?
Who lives in the White House?
Good. Songtae, can you read number 5?
What is Labor Day?
Good. And Usha, can you read number 6?
When is Thanksgiving?
Good. And Neilu, can you read number 1?
When do we vote for president?
Good. And AA, can you read number 2?
Where does the president live?
Good. Pate Klo, can you read number 3?
Where is the warehouse?
Very good. Mohammed Hanif, can you read number 5? Oh, Mohammed Hanif, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Okay.
What is Labor Day?
Good, thank you. Hi, Hassan.
And you,
Okay, let's see.
what is Global?
Okay, did anyone not read? I think everybody went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great job with your reading. Now let's do the writing. Does everybody have pen and paper?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great. And remember, when you're writing, books closed. We're trying to test our memory.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll read each sentence 3 times, and then at the end, we'll go over the correct answers, okay?
Okay.
Okay, number 1. We vote for president in November. 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 Okay, number 2. The president lives in the White House. The president lives
L-I-V-E.
in the White House?
White House. And in
The president lives in the White House. Okay, number 3. The White House, oh, sorry. Yes. The White House is in Washington, D.C. The White House is in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
The White House is in Washington, D.C. And then number 4, Labor Day is in September. Labor Day is in September. Labor Day is in September. And then we'll just do one more too. Since I'm in a holiday mood, we'll do number 5. Thanksgiving is in November. Thanksgiving is in November. Thanksgiving is in November. Okay. So now let's look at the answers. Who would like to spell number 1?
Me, teacher.
Okay, Usha.
VWE. Vote. VOTE. FOR for. President. PRESIDENT. IN in November. NOVEMBER.
SEP.
Good. So we vote for president in November. Thank you, Usha.
Thank you, teacher.
And who would like to spell number 2?
Me, teacher.
Okay, Nelu.
TAE PRESIDENT, the president, NRVE, NRNE, TNE, WARTE, Y, NOUSE.
How did you, sorry, can you spell house one more time?
White House,
Mhm.
WARTE,
Mhm.
NOUSE, period. The president in the White House.
Good. Just there's only one thing you're missing. Live is
Oh.
lives.
Liz, yes.
So what letter will we put on the end of live for
S.
lives?
S.
Good. Yeah. So the president lives in the White House.
Mhm.
Now again, if in your interview you forgot an S, it would be okay. They would still accept it as a correct answer. So a small mistake like that is still accepted as a correct answer. So great job, Nelu.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. And who would like to spell number 3?
Me?
Okay, AA. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. THEWHRTE HOUSERSINGTON. G period and C and full stop period.
Good. The White House is in Washington, D.C. Very good. There's also, they put a comma after Washington and before D.C. But again, that's something that if you don't put the comma, it would still be accepted as a correct answer. So great job, AA.
Okay.
And who would like to spell number 4? Oh, Sheme, I see you want to. You're on mute though. Can you unmute yourself? Oh, Sheme, we can't hear you. Oh, Sheme, I can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry.
That's
I
okay.
don't know, teacher. I never clever the telephone.
Okay. Okay, Sheme, how do I spell number 4?
LABOR.
Mm-hmm.
Labor. DAYD. Labor Day. ISH. IN. SEPTEMBER. September. Labor Day is in September.
Okay,
Full stop.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you. And who would like to spell number 5?
Me, teacher.
Okay, Nancy Moo.
That's kidding.
THANK
T.
GIVING
G. G. Okay.
NOVEMBER.
Good.
November.
There's one letter missing for
Missing.
Thanksgiving.
S.
TIVING.
Good. There's an S
S.
between the K and the G.
TS inside
Thanksgiving.
PHAN.
Okay,
KS.
great job, everyone. Does anyone have any questions about the spelling?
No.
No, teacher.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to review, before we move on to the 100 questions and talk about the president, I want to review again those chapter 8 100 questions. So we'll do this as a group. I'll ask the question and then everyone can say the answer together, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so for number 1, what are the 2 parts of the U.S. Congress?
Senate
The
and
Sunday
House.
House.
No.
Good.
The
The Senate and the House. Good. How many U.S. senators are there?
100.
100.
100. Good. We elect a U.S. senator for how many years?
200. Sorry, 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. Good.
Under the
Okay, this one, we'll do this one first for the people of Wisconsin, and then I'll ask you, Usha. This one's going to be different for different
Yeah.
states.
Yeah.
Who is one of Wisconsin's U.S. senators?
Tammy.
Tammy Bowen.
Okay, Tammy Baldwin. Does anyone know
And
who's the other one?
Yeah. Rand Rosen.
Ron Johnson. Good.
So
So
Justin.
So
Ron
for
Johnson.
Wisconsin, our two senators, Ron Johnson
Justin.
and Tammy Baldwin.
Tammy Bowen.
What about for you, Usha, in Texas? Who's one of your state's senators?
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz. Good. Thank you. And this one is for everyone. Who does a U.S. senator represent?
All people of the state.
Other state.
All people of the state.
Good.
All people of the state.
Good. All people
people
of the
of
state. And for the people of Wisconsin, do you remember which senator is going to be up for election next year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it Ron Johnson or Tammy Baldwin?
Tammy Open. Tammy.
Both.
It's actually only Ron Johnson.
Oh, Ron Johnson.
He will be challenged by a Democrat.
Democrat.
And people can decide to vote for Ron Johnson, or they can vote for the Democrat that is challenging him.
Oh, okay.
Tammy Baldwin, she had her election she was elected in
2022.
Or she was elected in 2020 is when it was 20, maybe, no, her election was 2018.
2018.
So she still has 6 more years.
Mm.
Okay. And the House of Representatives has how many voting members?
435.
435. Good. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years?
2 years.
Yeah.
2. Okay, for my people living in Milwaukee, name your U.S. representative.
One more.
One more.
Good, Gwen Moore.
When
And Usha, who is your representative?
Vaughn Taylor.
Vaughn Taylor. Good. Why do some states have more representatives than other states?
Because they are state population.
Good. Yeah, there's 2 correct answers. 1, because some states have more people. And we can also say because of state population. Good.
Because
Those
they
are
are state
both-
population.
What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives?
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi.
Good. And what are the 2 major political parties?
Republican.
Republican and Democratic.
Democratic Party.
Good. Republican and Democratic. Is Nancy Pelosi a Republican or a Democrat?
Democrat.
Democrat.
Democrat. Good.
Democratic.
And why is the Speaker a Democrat?
More Democrats.
More Democrat. Yeah. Okay.
There are more
members.
Democrats in.
Good. Yeah, so there's more Democrats in the House of Representatives. What about in 2020, if more Republicans win than Democrats, will the Speaker still be Nancy Pelosi?
No.
No. Good. Yes, it would change. So if more we will watch for that next year. If more Republicans win, then the speaker will become a Republican. But if the Democrats still keep the majority, so if more than half stay Democrat in the House, the speaker will stay Democrat.
Nasıl Lucy cevap veriyor?
Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about the president.
Demokrat Parti.
Yeah.
So can someone remind me, how many branches of government do we have?
Three.
Three branches.
Three branches.
3 branches, good. And what was the branch we were just talking about?
The Congress.
Congress. No.
Good. We were just talking about Congress. What's the other name for Congress?
Legislative.
The legislative branch. Good. Very good. And what do we call the president?
Executive.
Or,
President.
sorry, the branch, sorry, that question was confusing. I'll say it again. What do we call the branch of government that the president is in charge of?
Executive.
Good. It is
Executive.
the executive branch.
How to call? Left.
So we can see the president is in charge of the executive branch, which is one of the 100 questions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is in charge of the executive branch? And that would be
June Robert. It's not.
John Robert.
no,
John
John Roberts. He's in charge of the Supreme Court.
Oh.
Oh, the president.
Good.
president.
Yes, so the
Yeah,
president is in
The
charge
president in
of
charge.
the executive branch. And how do we keep one branch of government from becoming too powerful?
Checks and balances.
Check and balance and
Good. Checks and balances. That's correct. You could also say checks and balances is the same as
Separation of powers.
separation. Yes.
Separation
good.
of-
Separation of powers.
Population of the power.
Yes, that's why we have 3 branches of our federal government. Because when they wrote the Constitution in what year did they write the Constitution? What year was the Constitution written?
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson. Okay. Thomas
He was
Jefferson.
one of the people who helped write. But
1787.
when was it?
1787 number.
Good.
Number.
1787.
1787. So when the Constitution was written, they had just finished fighting the war against the King of England. So that's why they made 3 branches of government, because they did not want to have another king. Yeah. So today, so the executive branch.
Executive branch.
Good, so we can look at page 138 in our book. Would someone like to read for me?
The executive branch is
Yes.
one of the
One of the
3
3
branches.
branches.
Seven branch in our of 3 branches of the U.S. government.
Good, okay. So here, sorry, let me rephrase. I'll have Mohammed Alam, you'll read, and then I'll have Usha, you can read the next one, and Sheme, you can read after that. Okay, so Mohammed Alam, can you read that one more time for me?
Okay. The executive branch is one of the 3 branches of the U.S. government in charge of.
Good. So what does it mean to be in charge of?
President.
Leader.
Leader. Oh, no, sorry.
No, leader is a
Control, right?
Good. Yeah.
So
So
the
in
control
charge
of
of,
something.
in charge is under control of some.
good. We could say the leader. So if you're in charge of something, you're the leader, or you're in control of it. Good.
Yeah.
Safely.
Can anyone else think of how we could describe being in charge of something? You could also say the head of it, so the top person.
Crew. The head or the third person. Top.
So like at work, the main boss is in charge of the company. And there may be managers and supervisors and trainers that help the company to run, but the person who is in charge of it is the leader. So the president is the leader of the executive branch. Good.
Okay.
Okay, and then let's see, Usha, could you read for me?
Okay. The dash lives in the White House. Where is the White House?
Good. So who lives, what word should go here? Who lives in the White House?
President live in the White House.
In the White House.
Yeah.
Good. And how do I spell president?
P
E-S-I-D-E-N-T.
E-N-T.
Good. The president lives in the White House. So we can see behind him, and what's the name of the current US president?
Joe Biden.
Good. Joe Biden. So Joe Biden right now lives in the White House. When his term finishes, when he's finished being the president, then the new president will live in the White House. And can you remind me, where is the White House?
In Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
Good. In Washington, D.C. And why is it in Washington, D.C.?
That is capital of the
Capital state.
United States.
Good. Yes. It is
It
in
is in
Washington, D.C. because it is the
it is
capital
the capital of the United States.
States. Very good. So yes, so White House and Congress and the Supreme Court, all three branches of the US government are in Washington, D.C. because that is the capital of all of the United States. So a capital is where the government is. For example, what is the capital of Wisconsin?
Medicine.
Good. And who is the leader of Wisconsin?
Tony Eva.
Eva.
Tony Evers. He's our governor. Good. So the governor is a leader of the state, and he works in the capital because a capital city is where the government is. And Usha, who or what is the capital of Texas?
Austin.
Austin. And who is the governor of Texas?
Greg Abbott.
Okay, and Greg Abbott, yes, so he works in Austin. So each state has a capital, and then the whole United States has one capital, and that's Washington, D.C. Very good. Does anyone have any questions about this?
No.
No, teacher.
Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so look at page 140. Sheme, can you read for me on page 140?
Yeah, we bled a president for 4 years.
Good, keep going.
Yeah. We bled for and president every 4 years. Teacher.
Good. So for number 1, how do I spell elect?
Elect.
NECT.
Good. We elect.
CLECDS.
Or
Elect.
ELECT. And then how do I spell we vote?
VOTE.
Good. So to elect means that you would win all of the votes. So like Joe Biden won more votes than Donald Trump. So that means the country, the United States elected, they chose Joe Biden. So we can see we vote for president every 4 years. What is the longest time a president can serve for?
4 years, right? Or
He
8
can,
years.
so you elect 4 years, but how many times can we elect someone for 4 years?
2 times.
Two times a year.
Good. So a person can only win twice. After 2 times, it is illegal for someone to run for president again. So we can notice here, like George W. Bush, he was president for 8 years. Or Barack Obama, he was president for 8 years.
Clinton.
Clinton also.
Clinton, yes, he was also president for 8 years. So that means Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Barack Obama, they can never become president again because you can only be president for 8 years and then you're finished. Then you can't be president again.
Yeah.
And that law goes back to not wanting a king. So we would call the 8 years, 8 years is what's called a term limit.
Term limit.
Term limit.
Term limit. So you cannot be president for more than 8 years. So what about, oops. So what about somebody like, what about someone like Donald Trump, who's only been president for 4 years? Could he run for president again?
Yes.
Yes. So even if somebody has been president and they lost, if they've only been president for 4 years, they can still keep running for president. Same with Joe Biden.
Another one.
So he's been, he'll be president for 4 years. And can he run again in 2024?
Yes.
Yes. So because he's only been president for 1 4-year period, he can still run again.
Yeah.
Does anyone know how old do you have to be to run for president?
No limit.
There's no
54, 50.
limit, meaning you can be any age, like, but you have to be a certain age. Like somebody who's 20 years old cannot run for president.
Oh, 40 over.
40, that's close. It's a little bit lower than 40.
38?
Close, getting closer, just a little bit lower.
34.
35.
Oh, there you go, Sheme. You have to be 35 years old to run for president.
Yes.
So you gotta be 35. What about, can anyone run for president? Or do you know, do they, like most government leaders, you have to be a US citizen, but to be president, you have to be born in the United States.
United States.
I
Yeah.
live here for 10 years.
Yeah.
So other leaders, like if you're a representative or a senator, you only have to be a citizen. So it's okay if you were born in another country, as long as you are a US citizen. But for president, that's a position where you have to be born in the United States.
United.
So you have to be 35 and you have to be born in the United States.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions about this?
No.
Good teacher.
Okay,
Oh, teacher.
just look at one more. Let's see. Who would like to read?
Me?
Okay, Muhammad Alam.
We vote for president in November. We elect the president in November.
Good. So when we vote every 4 years for a president, it's a law that we will vote for president in November of that year. So what year will we vote for president again?
November.
November.
I think
And in
November.
what year?
November maybe 24.
24.
Good. November 2024. So that means
2024.
I think everyone in this class, hopefully by that time, you can be
Tambo.
US citizens
Yes.
and you'll be able to vote for president.
Yes, I can vote.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good. And like we said last week, there are many other elections too to vote in that are very important. So besides the big one we talk about is who will be president, but there are many elections besides just the presidential election. Good. Okay, we'll stop there for today.